Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Pranam viewers. Welcome.
Jai Shri Ram.
Welcome to the Golgappe Show. Jai Shri Ram Balaji. Uh, आज का जो विषय है it's on the jobs and the global economy. We call it वैश्विक नौकरियां और अर्थव्यवस्था. If you see on my topic header, it's Black Swans, Reset, Meltdown, etc. Now, black swan is a slang in a financial term. When it's a financial meltdown, it's called black swan. So people should not people in America who are so race conscious with color of the skin do not take it. Otherwise, it is this word given by you guys only. Having said that. Normally when I start the session, I'll have 2 minutes of initial my say, and then I'll give it to my guest. So for the folks who have logged in from India, good evening. It's early morning here in Nashville, Tennessee. We had a very special or a very important lady who died in Bihar, Darbhanga. Darbhanga Maharaj was an estate in India, and he has it's a princely state. So a lady who is a queen of Darbhanga Maharaj, the last descendant from that era, uh, Srimati Kam Sundari Devi. She was known as the Queen of Darbhanga. Passed at the age of 94. The contribution of Dharmanga to the Indian independence movement, you can Google it, guys. It's not much said. Nehruji has hidden those type of history, but you should read how much contribution Darbhanga uh, king has done to India. So Darbhanga Raj, under the leadership of Kam Sundari Devi ji, had contributed 600 kilograms of gold to the Indian government during 1962 China War. See the patriotism these people have, and these are not recorded in your history. And you keep on only studying one aspect of the history, which is, we know who. So condolence to her and prayer to her. May Vishnu and Shiva give Sadgati to her Atma and to her. So that's my. Now, coming to the economy, a couple of things. First is we all have seen the global reset happening, and Dr. Ankit Shahji has given prediction, and Balaji will further take it forward. I was just going through some of the article and research, and I found that a very interesting dynamics. One is in 2026, the total population of the world is 8 billion total, approximately. Okay. World's total GDP, where America, China, and remaining 10 countries, they contribute almost 70 plus percent. The total GDP of the world is only $120 trillion. 120. Do you know how much is the total debt of the world? It is $333 trillion. GDP is 120 and debt is almost three times. No economics, no Harvard professor, no Keynesian model can ever fix this. America took 200 years to reach to $30 trillion. 200 years with all the levers, whether it's IMF, World Bank, SWIFT, and the military power. It still reached $30 trillion in how many years? 200 plus years of its independence. China reached $18 trillion in 70 years. You think this 330 trillion debt could ever be written off from the humanity, and hence the reset, and hence not accepting the old model could be one of the strategy we do not know. And one last point I wanted to add: there are a lot of leftist scholars in India. Whenever even I have faced it, even in my family also. Whenever I say that India GDP is almost reaching $5 trillion. We are doing good, and I'm talking about the nominal GDP, not the PPP, where we are almost like 15 plus $trillion. I think Balaji will have the number if he remembers. तो जब भी मैं बोलता हूँ कि भारत का जो जीडीपी है it is 5 trillion, they will mock at us. Oh, what is per capita, what is per capita, what is per capita, right? And that's the battle. Not India can win, not China can win, because the denominator, the total GDP divided by the population, will never be matching, say, Greenland, say, UAE, say Saudi Arabia, all those small countries. So however big your numerator keeps on growing, your denominator is fixed, is a huge. So this, so I was thinking, if the GDP of, and here is one slide I wanted to show very quickly, not this one, this one. So I have compared, I put on a sticky note two columns: USA, China, India, Russia, Germany, UK, France, Japan, Brazil, and Nigeria. And per capita GDP, the way they calculate, oh, America is 82K, China is 13K, India is 2.7K, Germany 51K, and all those data on the left hand side. Then I said, fine, what if we calculate the total number of debt per capita? So the total debt that nation has, and what is the per capita debt? And you see US, they make 82K as the GDP per capita, and the debt is 106K. So if I give $82,000 to, say, Mr. Sharad Mohan himself, and then I have to, and but I owe 106K as a debt also. So when you do the maths together, positive, negative, you are in negative. And if you see India, your per capita is 2.7K, but your debt is 2.2K, you still you are positive. In that, in this chart, Nigeria is doing best, because Nigeria GDP is 2K, but their per debt is only less than 1K, so they are 1K plus. So if somebody throws per capita mass on you, also show them per capita debt. And with that, I welcome my guest, Balaji. He will be talking about everything on the job, the market, the gold, silver, and H1B. Balaji, please welcome. Sorry to make you waiting.
नो इश्यूज.
आइए.
जय श्री राम. सबको मकर संक्रांति की, उत्तरायण की हार्दिक शुभकामना. टुडे इट्स 15th of January. Usually in any especially this Uttarayan, because it follows the solar calendar, it usually more or less matches with 14th January or 15th January every year. So because solar calendar is 365 days, even the English calendar is 365 days. So usually on January 15th, January 14th, Sankranti festival comes into play. This is basically a harvest festival. We all know that sun enters the Makar Rashi from Dhanu Rashi, and that's when Makar Sankranti starts. Now coming to the job crisis. Day before yesterday in the South Bangalore group, somebody asked me a question. The question was, Balaji, what if the AI takes over all our jobs tomorrow? And after taking our jobs, will we be given what do you call universal basic income? Something like that. They had asked this question. I thought about it for a while and then replied to them, if AI is taking your job, it means your job was completely fake since the first place. It was just there it was, the job was artificially created just to boost the GDP, and it was definitely passed on to India so that the dollar comes to India, and America will have a soft power over India. They can spread American culture to India. So for this reason, they started giving those jobs over here. More or less, these jobs are basically artificially created in the first place. Now, here, I know this is a sweeping statement. So before doing this sweeping statement, you have to understand the background of this. How did this come into play? So the thing is, the deep state. Let's not use that term, because there is high chances that video will get less monetized or less pushed. The deep establishments previously, they were basically what do you call slave masters in Europe, and they actually wanted all the resource to be controlled by them, which was the primary criteria, and they used to chain everyone and get the job done. Slowly, when industrialization happened, they needed a sophisticated workforce, so they wanted to there was a movement that we have to release these slaves and give them some freedom. So but if you give them freedom tomorrow, they can take over you. So that's when they created artificial notion of freedom. तुझको फ्रीडम मिलेगा, मगर तू जिंदगी में कुछ करने के लिए तुम हमारा फैक्ट्री में आकर जॉब करना पड़ेगा. So this entire job, many people, when India economy is growing, many leftist think tank and other people, they pass on a sweeping comment that India is having a jobless growth, jobless growth. अरे, what do you mean, Sanjeev Sanyal ji? Just sweep that statement. अरे, this statement, I even completely don't agree. There is nothing called as jobless growth. There is either growth or there is no growth. सो व्हाट दे फील इज, देखो जॉब नहीं उत्पत्ति हो रहा है, हाई क्वालिटी जॉब्स नहीं उत्पत्ति हो रहा है, मगर इकोनॉमी ग्रो कर रहा है. इसका मतलब है जॉबलेस ग्रोथ. पीपल, योर गवर्नमेंट इज जस्ट पासिंग ऑन इंसेंटिव्स, सम नॉनसेंस क्रैप दे कीप ऑन peddling. But honestly speaking, India, Bharat, with pre colonial era, we did not have jobs. uh, People had family businesses, and there was complete education, universal education. You can just read Beautiful Tree by Dharmapal ji.
Hmm.
Dharmapal ji was actually he was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi when he said Indians are more educated. Pre-colonization, India was more educated than today. That's what Gandhiji said. And somebody asked him, what is the proof? Gandhiji said, I just feel so. I feel our culture is like that. I don't have any proof, but this is the case. So when Dharmapal, he took this sentence to the heart, and he thought, महात्मा ने बताया तो वो गलत नहीं हो सकता. Let me do the research. So he went to England. He married an English lady and started getting access to British archives. And the more and more he studied it, actually he has posted all his findings, proper authentic British records, when they came, what surveys, kind of surveys they did. Almost everyone in India were educated back then. British reduced the level of education later. That was a complete different story. But where were the education basically given? It was basic education, that is language and arithmetic. It was given to everyone in the temples. So temples were the old age schools, and Brahmins, which were, I belong to a Brahmin community, we basically used to take part that role of a teacher inside the temples. We also used to conduct the puja and also conduct the training, basic arithmetic and the language skills. The later on, kids based, they used to enter their family businesses, and we were basically a business driven economy. We were not a job driven economy. Job was basically meant to people who could not do something on their own. This was ancient India back then. It is clearly mentioned in Dharmapalji's book. Even Dr. Ankit repeats this statement multiple times. So these noble families, they want everything in their control. So uh, ultimately what they decided was they will give paper in return, but they'll themselves enjoy the most of the resources. They will keep the resources with them just by giving the paper. You are artificially, you are removing all the opportunities of getting into a job. You are incentive the government for that starts with the Keynesian model. The government started printing, and to supply, they cannot supply bottom up, because back then there had no mechanisms. So
Hmm.
they started the spending the money on the top layer, the corporates,
Hmm.
who used to give jobs, and the money from top used to flow into the bottom.
Hmm.
This was the initial setup. And this is how Keynesian worked. 50 years, they also started supplying old age pension checks, other things, so which ultimately destroyed the families. in post you can say the 1975, the family structure had completely broken. So
mm,
but your family businesses were completely broken, because family business thrives on number of family members. So if you are killing the family system altogether by giving incentives and the thing, your parents will have no incentive. अरे यार और क्यों बच्चा क्यों पैदा करना है, let me just do my thing, let me focus on the next iPhone, let me the desk jobs will always make you think what wants you have, wants you will not focus on needs, you will start focusing on wants. And this is when the corporates, when all the opportunities, business opportunity was snatched, the corporates will control everything, and ultimately to get these uh, things your want, to satisfy your wants, what you will do, you will start going and doing a job under them. Okay. And some most of the jobs in the initial days, it was true, means it was true to its value. But later on, as I must say, post 1991, till 1991, the if you focus IT sector only, uh, it was actually banking and insurance was known as the core, the thing, because IBM systems, COBOL language, all these things, it scaled the operations. Before they used to do using ledgers, now it the operations got scaled and more people can subscribe to it, so that had a real value. Post 91, the government decided, US government decided, okay, हम और छापते हैं, and we will make entire America completely internet, means we will apply fiber optic cables, everything. We will also give jobs, we will give supply money so that people will buy computers, latest technology, and हम सब लोग computer से जुड़े होंगे. So then they started printing and supplying this money in both fiber optic level and outside technology level. They started bringing phones, mobile phones, computers and everything. So
mm,
till 2000 it was kind of okay. There was only this thing. Post 2000, that is the dot-com bubble, the government there decided, okay यार चलो ये तो bubble burst हो गया, और 25 साल टिकेगा ये. So till it works, let us completely focus on let us build something using this fake money, and let us keep the product in our control. And they set a roadmap for the today's AI back then.
mm,
And in 2000 to 2006, if you were in IT industry, the only thing what you were hearing was Java.net.
mm,
Before, it was COBOL, mainframe, banking, insurance.
mm,
Then came everything was becoming online. So they started pushing web like anything, internet like anything, so that they could also control people. And this actually created a huge boom for these technologies. Post 2010, immediately the government funding, it shifted to a new thing called as cloud. It started with Amazon, then later on Microsoft also catched on using their Azure and other things. And the entire money was put on cloud, data analytics, all these stuffs. And post 2019, the investment started flowing towards artificial intelligence,
okay,
because once you get the data, you will now focus on artificial intelligence.
correct,
Now artificial intelligence is in such a stage that they have conquer till the level of artificial general intelligence. They have definitely not touched artificial super intelligence, because that leads it's a next technological breakthrough. But till AGI, the US military and other places, even I am using Gemini, Google Gemini right now. It is almost AG, I personally feel they have reached the AGI level. That is, it matches with the IQ of a normal human being like me. Now the thing is, when see the number of jobs, and one thing I used to notice, if the jobs is based on demand and supply, the salaries is based on demand and supply, then why today the Java, the new technology is coming, that is AI. Previous data analytics, nobody is wanting, nobody is having Java J2E, nobody wants it at all, but it still exists inside the company. The job also exists, the contracts exist, but there is no hype about it. Then later I clearly realized one final thing, that the number of jobs is directly proportional to how much debt the US is having. The amount of money they are printing, it relates to total number of jobs.
Oh, oh,
So
really?
the jobs what you see, so now the thing is, what they are planning is, they want to cut down the jobs altogether, means they will do a tremendous layoff, and post that layoff, they will have their own cities with their own currency, because the trust with the dollar has gone. So as the trust with dollar goes, the trust with the state also goes away. So now the new thing which emerges now is network states, as Balaji Srinivasan says. So Mr. Beast, a famous YouTuber, he will start his own city with his own cryptocurrency, his own financial system.
Oh,
Elon Musk, he will start his own city, his own financial currency, cryptocurrency, and other things.
mm,
Microsoft will start their own city,
mm,
and within the cities, they will try to create a new utopian environment there. But
mm,
one thing is for sure, oh, with using that money they cannot buy real goods from this part of the world.
mm,
So they will be completely isolated. When they are completely isolated, they will be having jobs within those cities. So but it is more or less a fake job, or filling some false purpose. But
mm,
ultimately what they will not be enjoying real food like we are enjoying. They will not be enjoying real stuff, the real culture what we are enjoying. They will be having their own utopian, dystopian or utopian idea, with which they will be working on. And if you are not part of that particular city, might be tomorrow you will not be getting vaccines, if this is what Dr. Ankit says. And one more thing, what he says is, see, the overall population, Anna, what is the population of USA right now?
330 million, around 33 crore.
Okay, in that 330, let us assume 100, 100 million are old people who are of no use to the actual GDP. They are just consuming the government resources, means the healthcare, this thing, what all money government is, it is an additional burden, right?
Mm,
So the next big thing what they are internally planning, that's what we personally feel is,
mm.
they're going to spread a virus to kill all these people.
Oh,
The reason, I'm not pushing scare over here, but this is how all, the reason is the amount of debt you only showed in your chart. The amount of debt is totally unsustainable. With that amount of debt, tomorrow these countries, that is the global south, they will start asking real goods for real goods. About what is real goods to real goods, I have explained in my previous podcast. Once this started to happen, the only way that you can maintain a proper deficit, healthy deficit, is not import anything from this land. So why the tariff? The tariff, you have to understand, अगर पूरा लोग अपने आप खुद का करेंसी यूज कर रहे हैं, सपोज मिस्टर बीस्ट लैंड में मिस्टर बीस्ट का करेंसी हो रहा है, इलॉन मस्क में डॉज कॉइन हो रहा है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में कुछ और कॉइन हो रहा है, then how will the central government collect taxes? The only way that they can collect taxes is when because they have killed all the production within the United States very much successfully, and made completely United States China dependent and other country dependent. Now there is a once this particular, what, how can I say this, the when the product starts coming into the US ports, there US, as a state, can charge the ransom, and with that money it can run the state. And that is why the tariff is a very big issue for Donald Trump. He wants tariff to be imposed by design. It's not to punish some country. You just see what happened to Vietnam. You just see what happened to other countries. Free trade agreement, कौन सा free trade agreement? मेरा प्रोडक्ट्स तुमको बेचने के लिए 0%, तेरा प्रोडक्ट्स अंदर आने के लिए 19%, 17%. Even with Pakistan, they had a free trade deal, if I am not wrong.
Yeah.
19%, 0%. That is what the deal. You call in anywhere in the world, can you call this free trade deal or a fair trade deal? What does free trade deal mean? We give zero, you give zero. That is the theme, right? Why is this happening? And Donald Trump is saying because of the deficit, we are actually keeping that in mind. All the injustice for all these years. Now to serve justice, they will pay up to 19%, and we will sell our products for 0% for the previous injustices. Nothing like that. For the state to run, the state needs money. Before it used to print like anything, now it cannot print like anything. The reason is it will enter into hyperinflation. So the only way the state can survive, means the state missionaries, the officers, and everyone to survive, is the money which will come from tariff in the future.
Okay. So viewers, just a housekeeping. Please subscribe to Golgappe on YouTube and Instagram. And Balaji had a first round of bout. It's like a match going on right now. So he really knocked out all the American and the Western model. But the few questions I'll have in the end. But right now, Balaji, yesterday I was watching a TV program here in USA, and the Donald Trump and also his party GOP, which is like almost 50% of the US Congress, the Republican, they all were gung-ho on the economy under Donald Trump. They're saying that you see the levers, you see the indicators, we are doing phenomenally well. So there is a lot of analysts in India who had predicted doomsday for the US economy, and that was related to the dollar becoming 65, which is now 90 plus. So on one side, the president is saying, and he's giving the numbers. He's not making political statement, because he makes single statement. But when the party makes the statement, there were five Republicans who gave the statement on the US economy doing good, and they were showing the numbers. A present number I still have to validate. He said that, what about FDIs and all? In your entire tenure, Mr. Biden, you got some $1 billion. Here I am alone getting $18 trillion, $18 trillion into American economy. That's like staggering number, which I don't know how to validate. My computer will it will hang. It cannot enter that many numbers. So on one side he's saying that. On the other side, you mentioned about the job and the nature of IT. Entire IT is not the entire job market. That we need to understand. IT is a hyper job.
I agree with that.
But the globally also, and Indian economy also, it's not that big number. From
5% of the total GDP, Indian GDP, is
Yeah.
corporate. In that corporate, hardly 5 to 6%, and only 3 to 4% comes from the IT. That's it.
True. So adding to that, when there is a lot of fear happening in India, all I can say to the young people is, even artificial intelligence is information technology. It's not a mechanical job. It's all your information technology to a next level, where you use not only the computer programming, but math, the logic, which you are having abundance. Indians, you have abundance of mathematical and rational thinking and the logic making. We are good. And that's where the jugaad things has been termed. We can do so. Jobs nature will change. If they have put a stop on H1B and they are only getting the top cream, well, you can keep on getting the top cream, paying $500,000 as a paycheck. But then the remaining jobs, it's not still going. I mean, I am sitting here, I'm talking to all my friends, all the juniors and younger guys. No one has packed up and gone to India on H1B. They are all buying houses still. I'm in Tennessee. in a community where they're fully Indian American H1 crowd, not green card or citizen. None of them have packed and gone back. The bus stop is the school has opened here. If you go to the bus stand, it looks like you are in a Bangalore bus stand, where every only two white kid, one or two black kid, and everybody is either Indian, 90% Indian, or 10% Chinese. But Chinese don't live with the Indians; they have their own place.
Chinatowns.
Yeah. So and this is, I'm talking about January 15th, 2026, guys. Right? I just went to the bus stop where my daughter left for the school, and I can see things happening. So if you are putting stop on H1B program, all the jobs will come to Bangalore, because the jobs industry is not remodeling immediately. All the jobs, government jobs, can be stopped, but the industry who is doing packaging, who is doing all kinds of work, their whole supply chain is still the same which they had designed long time back, and they still need the same IT software. So Balaji, all to you. Yeah.
Yes. So point number one, Donald Trump chest thumping that how we our economy are doing good, and few more Republicans, they're all praising Trump because of few economy. Few months back, I think so, 6 months, around 6 months back, there was a fight within White House that Donald Trump had to fire 2 or 3 people just because they are not supplying the right numbers. If I am not wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think so. Donald Trump has got his right numbers.
$18 trillion.
Point number one. Yes, point number one. And second thing is about the number of jobs. Since Biden time, they have effectively changed the calculation to such a way that if one person is doing 2 jobs just to survive, okay, so they are overall counting, there are it has 2 jobs. It's not 1 person job. They're counting that we have created 2 jobs successfully, but that person, to make his ends meet, he is working 2 jobs in a day. Okay, so
Uh,
and if you divide a job per capita, this thing, the figures will come very beautiful, but unfortunately that number is fudged. Inflation data is fudged, job numbers is fudged, completely fudged. Okay, this you will come to know maybe post the day USA cannot print anymore, just to give some jobs, or pass on the debt to other countries so that he can buy some product, something like that. The day this stops, all these real numbers will come out, and just like that housing bubble, how it happened, even the numbers for this also will be released. Number two. Number three, even today, many people are there within United States. All those jobs might come to India. That's what you're saying. Anna, I personally feel uh, I have a completely different view on this. The view is very simple. The day when we start trading real goods and real goods with America, they only the companies will pack their bags and they will start GCCs over here. They will use new technologies with minimal number of this thing, so that their businesses can operate all over the world, and the number of jobs which will be created will be only that. The previous jobs which got created in the old system was completely supported by United States dollar printing machinery. It is completely Donald, and it was happening since back then. Okay, so
hmm.
the today all Indians are there. They are taking up those jobs, and you see Indians everywhere. The reason is very simple. Uh, they have just sought an opportunity within United States, and you see the dollar differential here in India, it has crossed 91, 92. Of course, it will be job in United States will be very attractive, because a person will feel I can live a better life if I go work there for 5 years, work there for 10 years, and come back. I can purchase everything and I can live a better life. This is the initial thought which runs, right? Slowly there will be hit to that thought, and at one point of time, I don't think my kids or his future generation, they will opt IT. The reason is, see, people were opting for IT for only one reason: salaries were very huge. You could not match those salaries in manufacturing sector, agriculture sector. The reason was very simple. What America did was it controlled the entire world, all the seven continents. Okay, okay, let us skip Antarctica for that matter. All the six continents it controlled. So all the resources they used to extract from Africa, all the human labor for manufacturing they used to pass it on to China, and all this software work and all they used to, and some of the other works they used to pass it on to India, like by just by controlling. And if anyone tries to move away with the dollar system, they used to threaten regime change and do these things till date. Okay, now they have lost their power. The moment they lose their power, they cannot print that much money to supply the jobs. The reason is it is practically impossible to supply those many jobs. The Dodge was happening, right? Department of Government Efficiency, how the Elon Musk was trying to clean up all the contracts. Was he successful, Anna? You only tell me.
No, he was not. In fact, the department was the way it was visioned during the election time. The two pioneers, Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, they were one was fired even before the start, and then Elon had to eventually had a fallout with the president because his office was not agreeing with a lot of things which Elon was trying to do, and the politicians came into the picture. So yeah, it didn't work out the way the supporters wanted it to.
The main core reason why Elon was thrown out was Elon started questioning the fundamentals. He started asking how much gold is there in the Fort Knox, or how much gold is there within the United States system.
Right.
He started asking the fundamental system. Scott
Mm.
Bessent gave him a muka, and he had a fallout with this thing, and he was easily thrown out. The
Let go.
reason is they do not want truth to come out at that point of time. It will definitely, truth will come out very shortly, but
Mm.
during the reset process, they will bring out the truth, but not at that point of time.
Mm. Mm.
So, and post that, that big beautiful bill, Trump is printing even more, right? Uh,
Even more.
uh, uh, yes, the amount he's printing is like, it's even crossing the Biden.
Yes. He has said that they are working. His party is working on another bold, beautiful type of a bill, much bigger bill. So this is what I was mentioning when they said that they are very gung ho on the economy, doing very well. So we'll see.
But how much ever see and one more thing you mentioned about gold and silver. See, let us question the fundamentals. Today I had a call with my brother-in-law Jijaji, and
Mm.
he told Jiju, what has happened? The gold has shot up, the silver has shot up those that much. Then I asked him a fundamental question. Now you tell me, before back in 2022, before Russia Ukraine war, gold was somewhere around, in Indian rupees it was, how much, 32,000 rupees. Now it has become 1,40,000 rupees. It has increased 1,10,000 per 10 gram. Okay,
Correct.
and
Uh,
silver, per ounce, it was in US, it was 70. How much was that? It was $25. Now it has become $87. So it has increased threefold. Gold has increased threefold. Silver has increased threefold. Now I asked him a fundamental question: has the demand for gold and silver has gone so much? When will usually it will go up? When the world population doubles or triples, the demand for gold and silver will go up.
mm.
Has since 22 till today, has the world population doubled or tripled? I asked him a fundamental question. He told
Mm.
no, it did not. Then
Mm.
how come the prices have become three times, four times? It is, the point is very clear. Dollar printing is more the value. Before they used to suppress the gold and silver value artificially. Now the gold silver value, it's getting its natural value because dollar is getting devalued. Demand for gold and silver has not suddenly increased. It is the dollar which is getting devalued, whose prices are getting transferred to gold silver initially. Next it will come to Indian manufacturing, it will come in the respective countries. Post 2030 even agriculture will be very valuable. And just for a simple matter, I will ask you a fundamental question. Before 2000, year 2000, we had no computers in most of the houses.
Hmm.
Okay, but didn't we all survive? We survive. And what was the core thing which helped the economy grow? It was the oil which was coming from other countries, which helped us grow the economy. Before that, what was the main most important thing? Since the start of civilization, food is a primary thing.
Hmm.
But now a farmer working very hard inside the field, he is almost risking his life. He's thinking rain might come, rain might not come. He's taking a big gamble, and he is working really hard in this field and getting some yield. Today
Hmm.
is Sankranti where they harvest. He's not getting this true value, whereas a employee sitting in Infosys or Microsoft or IBM, sitting for 8 hours, doing opening the laptop, attending some random meetings, most of the 90%, sorry, I'm honestly I'm telling, I have inquired with more. I'm a software trainer, I have not worked in IT much, but I inquired most of the people, what do you basically work in the IT? 70% of the time will go away in meetings and Excel sheets.
Hmm.
Hardly 30% work they will be doing, and for that the clock, main thing is billing. In product company it's a different math altogether, but service company it's completely billing. Ultimately 70% of the time, so this guy attending meetings in AC room, and is thinking that, oh, I am, because I am qualified, I am getting so much. अरे यार इतना qualified लोग engineer बाहर घूम रहे हैं, बाहर मिल रहे हैं, based on demand and supply, the cost of your salary must drastically come down. But why still you are privileged, you are getting this much, whereas that farmer has to take all the wrath of market, he has to take all the wrath of weather, he has to take all the wrath of climate change, everything, to supply you food with such a small amount of money. The thing is, what USA used to do was, it cut down all the valuation, because of the dollar control. It artificially pumped the valuation to only two sectors, which is defense and space. So, not defense and IT. And the IT they used it for civil defense, they used it to threaten other countries. And finally, how can I say this? Yes, the money what they with the money what they used to get, they used to get all the other things at dirt cheap price. In USA, 10 years before, what was the cost of basmati rice, na?
10 years before, I won't remember, but yeah.
Okay, 5 years before, it was very affordable, right?
Yes, yes.
Here in Bharat, if you want to buy basmati, it will be only on some family function, festival days. That was the case
Correct.
10 years
Yeah.
ago.
Hmm.
It was not as luxurious as you enjoyed there back there. The reason is very simple, because it was the currency power. With their currency, they could purchase anything in the world. They can hire. They used to specifically decide which city will get polluted. They used to specifically which will have traffic jam. It can easily be controlled, because see, the number of IT projects comes into Bangalore, if it gets doubled, automatically there will be more traffic jam.
Correct. Yeah.
And the number of lakes getting polluted in China, number of projects, the manufacturing thing, this thing, contracts go to China, means obviously more lakes will be getting polluted.
Related.
So they
Yeah.
used to decide everything using their this thing. And coming to Africa, oh my God, Africa, they had a different problem altogether. The thing was, I have to say this, they used to loot and plunder the resources like anything in Africa. All these G7 countries using tools like IMF, World Bank, UN, United Nations. What they used to do was, they used to supply grain aid to Africa. One African leader, he raised up and said, why are you giving us grain aid? You give us, if you really want to help us, give us fertilizers so that we can grow our own our own village economy will improvise. Once the economy improvise, we will be completely free from all the slavery and other things. But you know what, they killed him. And Niger, which recently got liberated from France, the market price for uranium ore was 250 to $300 per kilo. You know how much the France was getting it at? Can you guess one number?
Mm, no, I can't.
One random number you can guess. For what price France was getting?
I would say half the price, which.
That is $100.
Uh-huh.
They used to get it for 18 cents.
Shit. Oh my God.
Okay.
That's worse than.
No, this is called as looting. This is called as plundering. All their the multiple currencies in France, that franc one, franc two, franc three, they have. See, this was the thing what G7 countries were doing. Getting Venezuela was nothing actually. They had the entire world for with them all these years.
So
They had
my question would be then, what didn't we had a new world order post World War II where colonialism was let go, and even the Monroe Doctrine, which America came out, which very clearly directed towards the Europeans, saying that no more colonial era. We still hear this type of story. We still hear the name, like, just next to Guyana we have Suriname, and next to Suriname is a French Guyana. So things have not changed. And one more thing, viewers, if you are listening, just watch the screen. There is if you go to the X or Twitter, search at the rate Euro founder, the gentleman named Matthias I don't know how to pronounce it.
Schmidt, huh?
So if you search his name, he's a European guy who is comparing, he's sarcastically comparing how an engineer in America makes 200 plus K in LA, and where he's only making 35K in Europe, and having a life, and complaining about the American thing. There's a very good article he just posted on X. You should definitely read it. It's an awesome article which summarizes the feeling the world has towards America, even in white European country like France. Just read that. And
To answer your question, Anna, you told post World War II, did we have a new world order? No, it was the old Anglo-Saxon world order, which was previously controlling from Great Britain. Decided, no, this is very susceptible. We are susceptible to enemies. We will go to a distant land, colonize that entire country, take control of that entire country, and from there we will control the world. That's where they decided and moved lock stock barrel to USA, moved lock stock barrel to United States of America, which is Washington DC.
but didn't you
So
had
the old Anglo-Saxon world order did not die at all. It continued, and they also gave certain positions to the old nobles of Spain, Portugal, other places. Even they told, अरे यार अभी तक हम लोग झगड़ते थे, हम अब झगड़ते नहीं. Let's all shift everything to USA, and from here we will control the world. And the families were born, and those families are, let me not name them. Yes, start
yeah,
with deep.
okay. No, a good point. So another thing is, so if you can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So another point is, if you see the United Nations structure, out of five, you had two out of five who were on the opposite side. USSR at that time, before it got dismantled, and then China. So I never have you seen any such thing which where they have raised these type of issues, or they were party to this whole setup? What do you think? Because all these
USSR
rules were
was
led up during their time, and I don't
hmm,
see them. So I'm confused. Like, what was their role?
USSR was a party to all these things. Yes, because USA could not tackle USSR post World War II, because they just had finished fighting with a bigger enemy called as Adolf Hitler. Now it thought, okay, fine, you want to spread communism, you spread in your area of sphere of influence. Then the Cold War happened, and the Cold War ended in 1991. Since then, now it became a unipolar world order. And there was an author called as Francis Fukuyama, a famous writer thinker. He wrote a book called as End of History, because now everything is capitalism, everything is everybody will be following the same thing. There will be no history, end of history. There is a history is full of clashes. From now onwards there will be no clashes, because everything will be ruled by Anglo-Saxon world order, unipolar. So there will be no clashes, there will be no wars from now on. He wrote End of History, but he bitterly failed. What actually happened? Did conflict stop after 1991? No. The reason is, and coming to China, China was a very, of course, they had LPG reforms implemented before us, 10 years before us. But if you clearly see what actually happened was, the Wall Street decided, okay, हम आपको fund करेंगे, we will fund the Wall Street, and post the funding of the Wall Street, we will हम अमेरिका में जो जो एंड यूरोप में जो जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का ये है, सब बंद कर देंगे, and we will shift everything into you. We will give you the money, you earn the dollars, and you supply us goods and services. We supplied services and they supplied goods. So this and even after supplying for 30 long years, how much is the China having in reserves right now? 3 trillion, that's it. After
So
3 decades of slavery, they could earn only 3 trillion. Whereas US, post COVID, Trump printed 4 trillion and Biden printed 4 trillion to come
correct,
out of COVID.
correct. Uh,
That's when they have completely realized this will definitely come and hit us. We want to isolate ourselves from Anglo-Saxon world order. We have to end this.
So this EV battery design, they say that one EV battery, on a very conservative estimate, uses 1 kg of silver. And with Tesla doing suddenly well, and then the Chinese companies are doing so well in the EV sector, do you think that has also driven the temporary demand along with the fiat currency fear? And this technology is there to stay.
And also
So
solar panels. You forgot to
and the
mention solar panels also
solar
has
panels,
a lot of silver.
true, true, yeah, yeah. So that could be some of the.
Anna, if that would have been the case, $25 would have become maximum $50, or maximum not even 50. It would have touched 25 to 35, 35 to maximum 40. That's it. But why did it why it is crossing 87?
So
Because
one of the Chinese studies says that $100 print note of America, $100, the cost of making it is 18 cents.
yes,
So
no, no, it's not just an article. They are actually publishing on TV. Post COVID, they continuous all their state broadcasted TV. They passed on this message multiple times, saying to gain $100 note, we have to make $100 worth of products, whereas USA, it has to just have 18 cents, it has to print. So this is completely unfair. There was proper broadcast in Chinese in 2021,
so
multiple
Balaji,
times.
is there anything you want to add, and then I'll want to get into Q&A
No,
to
no,
the
you can
remaining part.
directly get to Q&A.
We can get
Yes.
right. So viewers, hope you enjoyed. I have a lot of questions coming from Instagram, where I have larger viewers, and I'm actually pasting it here. So Agnesh is one of the viewer. He studied both in Indian IITs and American University, and is a professor and a top-notch brain of India. A very young guy. So Agnesh, you're welcome here, Agnesh Pandey. And Agnesh has posted 5-6 questions. I will quickly put on the screen and let Balaji answer based on his comfort. Yes, but
IIT AGI is
No, no.
miss.
From Agnesh Pandey from IIT, AGI is a very misused term. In my understanding, people wanna move away from probabilistic model to models with hard constraint as per the laws of science and engineering.
He's right. The reason is one of my friend who works for Indian Institute of Science. He told Balaji, the AI hype, what you are seeing now, it's a natural progression. Before there were fiber optics, then came mobile phones and other places to laptops, computers, where they supplied data. Now, post accumulation of all this data, the next stage is analytics, the next stage is machine learning, and finally it will start taking decisions and it will start the generating stuff. That is the next stage. I don't see any major hype about it. It is and USA, yes, it is running on probabilistic model. He is absolutely right. The US people, they are a lot of poker players. Poker is full of possibilities. That is probability. So and that is why they are the reason they made the society as probabilistic. The reason was they had this AI vision since start, so they moved in this direction.
Okay.
Whereas the Russians, they last time also only have told, they are basically chess players. They are strategic movers. They will use strategy. We also, we are strategic players. Shatrang to idhar hi paida hua tha. Chanakya Niti is everything about strategy. But USA, it completely probability. It runs, even their CAA, they run on probability. मिला तो मिला, कितना परसेंट मिल सकता है, ज्यादा परसेंटेज मिल रहा है तो घूमो करो cheese. That is how they operate on, and they implied the same model for this thing also.
Okay. His next observation is we in India are bringing back a lot of gold as well. Indian gold reserves have gone up. Yeah, India sits on almost 35 to 50,000 tons of gold in the household name. I mean, even the government has only 800 tons of gold, but with the every household rough estimate is around 35 to 50 by
I
any.
just have a point over here.
Yeah.
Uh, US Federal Reserve has, as per the records, it is 8,000 tons.
8,000.
Their public hardly owned any gold because back then Richard Nixon imposed that submit back your gold. Richard Nixon or some other president, I forgot the president name. So he confiscated the people's gold, and since then nobody owns gold there much. But in Indian households, because it's Sanatani wisdom, we have according to World Bank estimates, it is 25,000 tons. But Dr. Ankit Shah believes that it is more than 75,000 tons.
Oh, wow. Okay. The next is gold. Yeah, we all know the gold is used in electronics as well. We need to understand that perspective. Yeah, that I understand.
But
Uh,
this price increase, it's not happening due to electronics. That is
yeah,
happening to a totally different reason.
yeah, because it's not only India buying; it's Russia and China. They all are in buying spree.
Yes.
Even in
All
the
BRICS countries are buying. Central
Nigeria
bank.
too. Yeah, gold is used in Australia. We know that. So we'll go to Britain. Also owed a lot to Americans after World War II. That's correct. They did. And
So the debt they will pass on to the public, whereas the real resources they will keep it to themselves.
correct, correct. So then the point is, when do you think the dollar becoming weak? Because we are
Yes.
not seeing that happening. And
Yes, now currently you are seeing it is 92 rupees or 90, it is touching 93. It was well predicted back in 2023. Ankit ji had clearly said that it will touch 95, post 95, post AI bubble burst. We will, and post India US trade deal, we will make in a phase by phase manner, we are going to devalue it. We are going to peg it to 65 to 70 within that number. uh, we are expecting that to happen by before March 31st. It can happen after that also, depends on completely India US trade deal. Post that, every year it will be reduced based on the trade what we are doing with the US. And finally, this is Modi ji's vision. He wants to bring back dollar to 3 rupees as it was in 1947.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think Rohit had before that true Indian household has three times more gold. Yeah, that's correct, Rohit. Silver is used as, yeah, we understand, ammunition manufacturing as well. So as India gets into defense production, which India is getting into big way, it is activation agent used as a catalyst. So yeah, thank you for that
So the
information.
price for gold and silver will dip because currently it is priced in rupee terms, sorry, dollar terms. Tomorrow, if the dollar from 92 it will become 65, then what will happen is the price of gold and silver also will drop by 20 to 25%. So
Okay. So
if you have gold now and silver now, you can, it's the right time to short. But if you are not interested in shorting, you want to keep it for as a generational wealth, that is also well and good. Don't sell it anywhere, and don't opt for paper gold, always opt for physical gold and silver.
okay, good advisory. So again, these are just advisory. These are not like, we are not a financial expert here, guys. So don't take it like that. One thing I wanted to add here for the viewers: the price of the silver shot up in 1980s in America to a level where if you do a comparison of that number with inflation and currency valuation, it comes to $170. uh, Today the silver is selling at $90. So what analysts are suggesting, again, these are our analyst view, that there is still a room on the top from 90 to 170 based on that 1980 value of the silver in America. That is number one. Number two is because we have all mentioned the way EV battery thing is coming, the way India is getting into defense and the fiat currency, all those things adds up the value to the gold and silver. But again, you make your decision after you discuss with the financial experts. We are not here to suggest that. um, and one thing which Balaji said was confiscation, like taking away forcefully your metals.
Confiscation, yes.
Yeah. So one thing was happening is, what's happening in America is the 401k plan, where a lot of money of the Indian Americans are parked. 401k has opened to the private equity firms, and they are putting 7 to 10 years lock, right? That's scary. And
And they're
second,
also investing in crypto.
and they are going to put in stable coin. And IRS now, in just like India, America has an internal revenue service, so where all your taxation, everything is reported to them. So IRS can now levy your 401k and directly take it away without your consent or permission. These are all, um, I'm not sure, I have to validate from the government side, but these are news in the market, and people are really, really worried, especially when they have put almost how many countries, 70 plus countries on the no
Yes,
visa
70,
list,
70 plus.
where even Pakistan is included. So they cannot get a visa. So will their wealth will be taken away, all the money which they have in the US bank? We do not know. It's a very there are 500 billion dollar hidden losses which American banks are reporting as of
I
January
have a
30th.
take on this. I have a small take on this.
Hmm.
Currently, they are putting immigration ban and other things. Post Donald Trump, that is after 2028, when Democrats come into power again, they will issue all sort of cards like green card, yellow card, red card, rainbow card. The reason is they will need workers for the factories.
Yeah, they will.
एंड
Because yeah.
हमारे आईटी वाले बंदे उधर काम नहीं करने वाले हैं, वो सोफा में बैठकर कीबोर्ड टाइप करना ही आता है उनको, वो फैक्ट्री में जाना नहीं पसंद करेंगे.
So I'm telling them to buy a lot of land. America has a lot of lands. I'm telling them to buy agricultural lands, and start getting their agriculture skill set honed in Bharat. and come back and take over the agriculture here, because that is one model which could be pushed here through the Indian American, because eventually every Indian, whether it north, south, east, west, 3 जनरेशन पीछे जाओगे, ग्रैंड पा के पहले तो सब एग्रीकल्चर से ही आ रहे हैं, बैकग्राउंड से, काइंड ऑफ, या
Yes.
एटलीस्ट दे विल हैव सम एग्रीकल्चर बैकग्राउंड. तो यहाँ पर लैंड कोई एग्रीकल्चर, nobody wants to do agriculture in America. None of the people want to do agriculture because it's not a profitable business. All they do is you buy a big agriculture chunk of land, get social benefit from the government, tax write-off, this, that, and get the Mexicans to come and work on your farm, because a 5,000 acre, this 1,000 acre, like you cannot imagine the amount of lot size they have. So कौन सा machine they will use, how will they keep the machine working, sprinkler, tractors, like, so all these things have added, and only Indians can do that, and they only grow 2 crops.
Dharmapal ji in his beautiful tree book and also Panchayat Raj book, he has written many books actually. He clearly mentions that every Bharatiya back then, pre-colonial days, they had land with them. Everybody had land.
So in the end, viewers, we are coming to the almost an hour, so we have to end everything. Every good thing has to end. If you see the image, it's looking so scary. Everything is uncertain, unpredictable. War looming everywhere. The black swan is swimming. It's a meltdown. Where is Bharat placed, Balaji? Do you think with so much infight within the states, all your state governments, all your chief minister, except bearing 4 or 5, if they have to give the balance sheet of the economy, they have done nothing. And India is still not like a federal government. It's a loosely federal, like, you have state and federal together, right? State list and the central list and the concurrent list. With that
Yes.
kind of economy model, which India keeps on boasting, we have a democracy, but all your chief ministers are a failed entity. Majority of them do not understand economics, but you see the politics being
Now,
played.
this can be solved by creating multiple states and giving them new packages. And in those packages, they clearly mention that let us, what do you call, you have to improvise your balance sheets to get this aid, incentivize them. And I am very positive about Bharat, because we have central leadership, which is Narendra Damodar Das Modi, and we know how he improvised Gujarat. He took control step by step, and in the 15th year, even today, people don't forget him there. Besides, we are going to Gujarat next week, 22nd, and we will be back on 27th. 17 members from Bangalore Parivar. We are going to study Bansi Gir Goshala and also Rajkot, Girgo Jatan, where we want to explore Desi cow agriculture and what are the benefits, and how we can set up a cooperative, Desi cow cooperative, in to help our community members. That's what we are all going next week.
Sure. Okay. Give my pranam to Dr. Ankit Shahji if you're meeting him.
Yes,
He
definitely. We will be meeting him on next Friday.
he was kind enough to host me in Ahmedabad in his house in 2025. So a nice person and a good thinker. Viewers, thank you for joining. And Balaji, in the end, as I always request you, one mantra before we end. Any koi bhi shalok, so that we end the program.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankara Bhavahai Tejasvinamaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sir.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.